I think that was actually the toughest part of the hysterectomy. I found out after I had the hysterectomy. It's really funny because after I had the hysterectomy, then I really started to wonder, what was this about? What was it I was really going through? And I found out after I had the hysterectomy that some of the foods I was eating was actually growing the fibroids, because my fibroids started off as the size of baby tomatoes. And by the time I had the hysterectomy, they were the size of pomelos, those big grapefruits.
Wow.
So, but I later found out I was feeding them with some of the foods I was eating. Had no idea about it. And so I'm not one to say, okay, medicals are to blame, but I'm also one to say that I didn't speak up for myself. I didn't go and do the research. But I didn't know. I think it's because I wasn't talking to people.
Well, women's health is the last to be dealt with, right? I mean, it's fairly new, relatively new that they're exploring women's health anyway. And absolutely. If you were going about other things, you expect to kind of get a leaflet about it, when you go to your GP, and like these are the and they do that a lot more now.
Yes,
but,
it's still limited though. It's still very limited, and a lot of young people I speak to still are saying, "Oh yeah, they've offered me a hysterectomy." I'm like, you're in your 30s, do you really want to take away the opportunity for you to have a baby if you haven't had one already? And is this the only way to go? And I talk about a lot of the foods that I ate, and it's really funny because a lot of people go, "Oh, I eat that too," and I'm like, "Well, if you cut that down, you can start helping yourself, and and regulate yourself. Don't just wait until you go to the doctor. Make sure you're regulating yourself. For instance, if you for instance, one of my clients who has started stopping eating soya, because soya was one of the worst. It's about regulating that and seeing whether, is this making a difference? Checking it every week. Am I feeling a bit better? Am I less tired? Is my anemia better? Those type of things. Looking at yourself. I mean, now doctors are actually sending you to look after you. I mean, I've had a situation where I went to the doctor recently, and they said to me, go home and take your blood pressure for a month for every day. So it's almost like you have to look after yourself in the health world anyway. So it's time, if we
but it's free, right?
Yeah. If we gotta look after ourselves, we might as well start doing it ourselves. We're taking things upon ourselves.
Oh my gosh.
So a lot of the work I do around women is about that, but it's also about how they're feeling emotionally and dealing with the emotional effects. Because when I had the hysterectomy, I thought, okay, yes, I have to have my womb removed. I was 42 years old.